come squeeze through here.
This may be Jeff's. Okay. I just saw it. Didn't know who it was. Okay.
Hey, Seth. Come on, make your way through the gauntlet here. How you doing? It's good to see you. Here's a show. We're just waiting on thank y'all for being here. This will help. Congratulations. I think you talked to him on the phone several times. That's the way we roll. You already tired? Already? Yes. Absolutely. How you doing? That's what we're hoping for.
Rain. Yeah, like that's where it goes. It's not snow. It's just something.
Exactly.
Mic check. Oh God, sorry. Did you hear me? Okay, thanks. Whatever.
It's Matt. He also may not have driven the way I did. And I also knew one of the roads was closed. Yeah, we really wanted you to push, like, obviously, that's such a big part of what you guys do. I'm sure you're already going to mention it. Good. All right.
I'm here yet. All right, yeah, we can start.
Chairman,
Next question.
Hey, Chairman. Good. You doing okay? Doing good. Here's your run of show. I know I sent you one earlier, but good to see you. Thanks for being here. All right. Good.
Back's here, we can start.
Adam's
Okay.
got this page, everybody.
If you're speaking, please come to the front of the room.
How are you doing?
Do you have your pajamas?
Come on, Seth. Okay. So you're next, then me, and then Matt. Matt, you're here. Y'all, if y'all would kind of get behind the mayor here, scooch on in. Get in front of this. Yeah.
Center up.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thank y'all. Yes, sir. Have a seat. Thank you.
All right, good morning. Welcome. We're glad that you're all here. You know, as we prepare for this forecasted winter weather event, we want to assure you that all of us in the city of Huntsville But all of us here together are working closely with each of us as local, regional, and state officials to ensure that we have a proactive response. We've been monitoring the situation closely, and while the forecast is still evolving, our hope is that it will be a mostly snow event. We're rooting for snow, not ice, not anything else, right, guys? Still, everyone here, we're still preparing for the worst while we're hoping for the best. I'd like to take a moment to thank our partners, including Matt McCutcheon from the Madison County Commission and Paul Finley from the City of Madison, for working diligently alongside us, and they will speak shortly on their preparations. Additionally, I want to thank our city department heads, and many of those city department heads are here right now, as well as our regional and state partners for their continued collaboration and the commitment to ensuring our communities are prepared and remain safe. The most important message we want to convey today is the need for personal preparation. You still have time to stock up on essentials. All the milk and all the bread is not gone. You can still go to the grocery store. Food, gas, prescriptions, and ensure that you have a plan in place so that you can ride out this winter weather event and can take care of yourself for the next 72 hours. Please also take some time to check on your animals, check on your neighbors, and even check on your neighbors' animals. And especially if you have neighbors who are elderly and homebound, be sure and check on those. That's part of our community. That's being part of a community. Like every other extreme weather event we face, we're going to get through this, and we're going to get through it together. Now I'd like to turn it over to EMA Director Jeff Birdwell. Jeff has been our quarterback in this and making sure that we're all working together and that we work together for the best of our community and for our county. Jeff?
All right, thank you, Mayor. I guess, good afternoon. I guess first thing I want to do is we have some guest speakers today. First, I'd like to introduce Chairman Matt McCutcheon, Mayor Paul Finley from the City of Madison. We have Wes Kelly from Huntsville Utilities, Seth Burkett from ALDOT, Mr. Chris McNeese, Director of Public Works for the City of Huntsville, Chief Kirk Giles from Huntsville Police Department, and we also have a couple of other people here that won't be presenting but will be available for question. We have Mr. Don Webster from HIMSI and Mr. Scott Irwin from Community Development. So I'll start with kind of giving, I'm not going to go through a long weather briefing update, but I'm going to focus on the changes. So we met this morning, talked with the National Weather Service. So the expectations for the amount of snow has gone down. Probably pretty confident at 3 inches to 4 inches, but that has actually decreased. Now, I apologize to Mayor Battle. The one thing that has had an increase is the amount of ice that we may see. We're looking at anywhere up to 1/10 of an inch of ice. So with that being said, that does stress the importance of being prepared for 72 hours because the expectations that the community could have is once you are where you're at when all this hits, that's where you're going to be for a while. So we do stress that 72 hours. Make sure you got enough water, enough food. If you have any medications that you take, make sure that those are refilled. And I want to stress, this is really important. Now is the time. We're looking at a possible arrival time of at least snow 4 a.m. at the earliest tomorrow. So you're running out of time to go get those supplies. So now is the time. So at this point, I would like to go to Mr. Chairman Matt McCutcheon for his comments.
Thank you, Jeff. I think it's obvious by this meeting that we're having here this morning is that this is a partnership. We're all working together. City and county governments are working together with the resources that we have, and we're working to have a coordinated effort with using the resources that we have with Madison, Huntsville, Madison County, and in the area. I want to say a special thank you to our 6 commissioners in Madison County. They have been boots on the ground since Wednesday. They are putting brine on the streets. They're looking at getting their equipment ready to service the county. We've got a total of 12 snowplow trucks. We've got 9 brine trucks that spray on the road. Also, we've got 18 salt spreaders. We've got 5 road graders, 13 backhoes, and 10 skid steers. All of that equipment is ready to go and is staged, and some of it's being used as we speak right now, and it's been on the road since Wednesday. I also want to say a special thank you to Aldot and Curtis. Thank y'all for your work. Y'all are already putting chemical on the road, and we're trying to get ahead of this. Jeff, to the report that we got yesterday, I felt pretty good about the report where we were talking about just a snow event, but this morning we got the report of the ice and maybe some rain and then a slush and then refreezing. I want you to just stop for a minute and think about what we dealt with in 2024. We have equipment that I just mentioned to you to help us move snow off of the road. But when we get a layer of ice on that asphalt, it is very, very difficult for us to clear that ice. So we're asking for people to be prepared, as the mayor said. Take care of your family, take care of your pets, everything that you get the proper things that you need over the next few days. And because if we get ice, it's going to be a duration of hazardous driving conditions that's going to be rough on us. And there's nothing we can do about it. So as we move forward, we're prepared, we're ready to go. We're working now to take care of that. From the standpoint of the county, with some outlying areas, last year we learned a valuable lesson from that was trying to get transports for essential personnel, for medical, for public safety. And this year what we're doing, we're coordinating an effort with the Sheriff's Department and our volunteer fire departments and HIMSI. We'll be meeting this afternoon to coordinate our resources that we have so that we can be available. Also, Madison County will have a website available through social media. That will be manned throughout the entire weekend. We had questions last year like, well, so-and-so needs to go to the grocery store, or we need to carry somebody to the doctor's office, is highway such and such open? Questions like this could be handled over the social media. Of course, the 911 center will be available. We will have a number as of this afternoon posted on that website for the public to access if it comes to a situation where it's an emergency transport and or an essential person transport through the Sheriff's Department. So that will be something that we'll be able to utilize. And let me just add one thing here too. Last year when we were out trying to clear roads, we were trying to get the main roads, and that's what we're focusing on now. We're focusing on the Winchester Road, Pulaski Pike, Jeff Road, those major connectors in the county. We're already working on those roads now with what we can do. But many times we would get into the subdivisions and we would try to clear roads connecting to the major roads so people could get out. And many people were parking their vehicles on those little side roads. Please, if you don't have to have your vehicle parked in the road, please park it in your driveway, because we're trying to get equipment up and down there to clear a road out, and if it's full of cars, there's nothing we can do. So just keep that in mind as people talk and you talk with your neighbors. And like again, I want to emphasize how important our partnership is. We're working together. We're going to try to keep the information flowing for you, and we're boots on the ground, ready to go.
Now we'll go to Mayor Paul Finley, City of Madison.
All right. Well, good morning. And I think one of the things that truly makes this community great is exactly what's happening right here. And we've been working on this for a week now internally within the City of Madison to be prepared. And then we're able to come together with Huntsville, with Madison County, with all the entities from HIMSI to AllDOT to Huntsville Utilities, and understand how we can support each other through getting this community through this event. A couple things in the City of Madison. Our Public Works team came in this morning, and they will not leave until this event is done. I appreciate council. When we built a new Public Works facility a few years ago, they included bunks for our folks to come in and be ready for events such as this. They've partnered with fire and police. I have both Madison Fire and Madison Police down here with us, and they've partnered together with them and our County Commissioner, Steve Haraway, in District 2 to make sure we're working together to stretch our assets as far as they can and then be ready for this very fluid situation. What I really also appreciate is the homework that they can. We researched back to what happened and then talked to sister communities, sister states, in this case the state of Tennessee. What can we do differently or better to be in a position should this continue change from snow to ice happen? And I think we're better prepared than we were last year. I know we're prepared for what comes at us. With that said, what we can't control is you. And I say that to say the community. If this turns into an ice event, I certainly, echoing what everybody said, hope you're prepared, but also ask yourself, do I need to get out of this house? Is it a want or is it a need? If we stick with simply needs and all the wants stay home, we're going to be in a much better position to take care of those who truly need help. And this community stepping up and doing that, we hope we're back going by Saturday, but who knows what will happen. We're prepared, and I feel comfortable that we'll continue to push information out with how we're working to support this, but also listen to you as far as how we can support the community. But again, some of it will directly go back to individual households making great decisions as we work through this. But again, I think we're as ready as we can be, and we'll continue to make sure you have as much information as you can. Thank you, guys.
All right, we'll go to Mr. Wes Kelly from Huntsville Utilities.
Good morning. So this is all about readiness. And Huntsville Utilities began working on this on Tuesday when the weather reports looked significant. But actually, a lot of this preparation took place a year or two prior. Huntsville-Madison County has been blessed with a number of significant weather events the last few winters. Huntsville Utilities has taken lessons learned out of that, and we were actually worried about something that's already passed this morning. This morning was the coldest temperatures, and the light stayed on. So we had pre-positioned special distribution resources, primarily in the north end of the county, where we had seen load issues in prior cold snaps. This year, everything worked as expected. No news is good news. Now, as we prepare for the precipitary event, if that's a word, the snow, hopefully not ice, Huntsville utility crews will be arriving early in the morning, plan to arrive before the snowfall begins so that our crews are in place and ready to respond. And then we will be ready for action. And if you have trouble with your power, please call, use our website. Those resources are available for you. We will keep our website updated so you are aware of outages. Our crews are on standby, but our business office will be closed. We will close the business office tomorrow. There's a number of electronic payment options available to people. Please take advantage of that. As the other elected officials have said, there's no reason to get on the road. Just come down and pay your light bill. We can take care of that electronically. But if for whatever reason you can't pay your light bill, don't worry, we're not doing disconnects during an event such as this. So please keep your infrastructure protected. If you have pipes, wrap them up. Make sure that your house envelope is secure. Keep that cold weather out so that you can enjoy your home hunkered down throughout this event. Thank you.
Up next is Mr. Seth Burkett from ALDOT.
Tuesday, we began pre-treating state routes across all 13 counties of the North region of Alabama. As of today, we are about 90% coverage on those routes, and that's out of a total of 2,500 plus road miles and over 7,000 lane miles all across those 13 counties. Some of the highest volume routes in Huntsville have yet to be treated. They will be treated this afternoon or tonight in advance of the event, just due to the amount of traffic that is on those routes. We don't want to wear off too much of our pre-treatment before the snow actually gets here. In the early morning hours, our crews will transition to more of preparation for the response. They will begin equipping trucks with plows and spreaders and begin staging for response to the event once we actually have precipitation. And probably once you see a cessation in that precipitation, that's when you'll really see them getting to work out there. Additionally, we have some contractors that will be running motor graders on some key routes in Huntsville, such as 565, Memorial Parkway, Highway 431, and Highway 255. For motorists, I would like to encourage you to avoid travel if at all possible. And if you are traveling, if you must travel, reduce your speed significantly. Leave additional distance between any following vehicles, and leave yourself plenty of room for braking and stopping. Motorists, if you must travel, I would strongly urge you to check algotraffic.com or use the Algo Traffic app to check road conditions before hitting the road. We have some new cameras here in Huntsville on 565 that are now viewable on algotraffic.com, so you can actually see what the road conditions are at the moment before getting out there and traveling. Out of, I believe, 11 cameras total, most of those are now viewable on the website. Again, I would just like to echo the sentiment of everyone else here. Let's pray for snow as opposed to ice, because it is certainly easier to deal with. Our main goal, I think, is to have everything open and ready for travel come Monday morning. And if we can do that, I think this will be a successful event. Thank you.
Mr. Chris McNeese from Huntsville Public Works.
Thank you, Jeff. I'm going to share the sentiment that everybody behind me is sharing. Today is all about preparedness, and that's for one reason, and that's public safety. We want to make sure that our infrastructure is safe for the pedestrians that are actually out there needing to get on the road to go to work and what have you. But you're going to see equipment out there. Public Works has got motor graders. We've got 5 dump trucks with plows and bed-mounted spreaders. We have motor graders we're going to stage on the elevated portions of Huntsville, that being Green Mountain, Montesano, Cecil Ashburn, areas such as that. You're also going to see a fleet of vehicles that we added this year. Our administration invested several $100,000 equipping, retrofitting some 1-ton trucks that we have, 10 of them, which will be added to our snow and ice fleet. We also have about 20 half-ton trucks that we have some some bumper-mounted or hitch-mounted spreaders that are going to be deployed to respond, working closely with HPD, to respond to localized areas as needed. So you'll see a fleet of equipment out there. Again, everything is out there to ensure public safety for those that have to get on the road. Thank you.
And finally, Chief Kurt Giles from Huntsville Police Department.
Thank you. So the message you've heard has been very consistent, and we're all saying this because we still have the same problem when people overestimate their driving ability and underestimate the weather condition. So let me just say this, as we go through this, should it come to the inevitable that we have to close roads, they're barricaded for a reason. Please stay off that road. If you choose to go around it, you can receive a citation. And unfortunately, if you have a wreck on a closed road, we're not going to work that wreck. We'll come check on you and make sure you're okay. But as far as working the wreck, you shouldn't have been on that road to begin with. So with that said, I just want to make sure that you, as we mentioned before, the social media platforms, that you visit those. Please sign up for Regroup. Please follow us on Facebook, and we'll keep it updated with all the road conditions and any message that's relevant. Thank you.
All right, so kind of wrap things up, the first thing I do want to announce, and you'll probably get notification of this, but Governor Ivey has just declared a state of emergency for 37 counties, and Madison County is one of those. So I want to talk a little bit about the schedule moving forward. Right now, tomorrow morning and Saturday morning, we will be conducting another press briefing at 9 a.m. So just make sure that you have that on your calendar. In the meantime, please pay attention to City of Huntsville EMA websites, social media, the same with Madison County Commission as well as the City of Madison. And additional information will be forthcoming as we get that. So with that being said, at this point we will take questions. So good deal. That's a all right.
Yeah, sorry, I have one. So can you talk a little bit more, I know you guys mentioned or alluded to it earlier, but about getting fire trucks through those icy roads in the event that there is ice? Is there a plan for that?
Well, I mean, there's always a plan to do that. Fire department and police department work really, really close with Public Works, not only in the City of Huntsville, but the City of Madison, as well as out in the county. And the concept moving forward is those main thoroughfares, making sure those are clear, and you do the best you can with what you got. All right, we'll conclude this press conference. Thank you for coming.
Thank you. HFR also has ATVs, so they're prepared to get. The whole key is get people off the road so they don't have so the emergency vehicles. But they